All right, Culinary 2, we are going to be making our Parker House rolls today. You'll notice when you do cinnamon rolls that the cinnamon roll is pretty similar to the Parker House roll in a lot of ways, but obviously one's sweet, one's typically savory. So to start, I have my warm water here. I would err on the side of hotter, just as hot as a sink can get it here. And then I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons, 2 heaping, so 2.5 really, teaspoons of our active dry yeast into my hot water here. This is called a bloom. We need to bloom our yeast. So this heat, I'm gonna stir it in a little bit. Oh, you can already smell that yeasty smell. We're going to leave this for a few minutes to bloom. So it's when our heat and our moisture activates our yeast again. For our milk, our shortening, our egg, our salt, our sugar, we've got to go to the stovetop. So I'll see you over there. All right, so we have our pan here on medium heat, our saucepan. I'm going to put 1 cup of milk. Notice I'm using our small saucepan. This is a 1.5 quart. I'm gonna put my milk in there along with my shortening. This is vegetable shortening, often referred to as Crisco. Lard would be the non-veggie shortening, right? Then I have my sugar going in and my salt. All right. I have a whisk here that I'm going to whisk this, and my goal is to get all my ingredients combined and kind of melted in, but I need my thermometer out here, checking that this does not go over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, all while making sure that I get ingredients incorporated. And most of our recipes like this, like our cinnamon rolls, our butter needs to be completely melted in this milk. However, our shortening just might not fully melt down, but it will mostly melt down. All right, I'll come back to you when it is at 120 degrees and mostly melted. Or sorry, under 120 degrees and mostly melted. We will come back. All right, so I am double checking. This is off hold. It's on Fahrenheit. Oops. And I did not hit over 120 degrees. Everything is melted. I'm gonna put this in here. Here I have my yeast. You can kind of see it's nice and foamy. It has definitely bloomed. So I'm going to start stirring my milk mixture and stir in my yeast bloom. Here, and then my egg, going to temper a little bit. So I'm going to put my hot milk into that egg, whisk it around. Shouldn't have to temper too much, just enough to make sure we are not getting scrambled eggs into our Parker House rolls. All right, I'm going to take this over to the stand mixer and finish it off, so I'll see you over there. All right, so I'm going to take that hot, warm egg mixture, milk mixture, put it into my KitchenAid. Then I have 3.5 cups of flour, just all-purpose flour here. Going to also put it into my KitchenAid. Gonna start this low and slow, getting my flour area ready. We'll start this low and slow. However, I will have to scrape it down, and I'm going to put this in my KitchenAid mixer with my dough hook until it is one cohesive ball. So I'll show you what that looks like when it comes time. For then, I'll let this go. All right, so I want to show you what this looks like when it's done. So right now, if I turn on my mixer, the ball just stays together. It's not sticking to the sides. It's just one cohesive unit. Well, hold on, I stopped it for a second, so now it has to work back up. There it goes. It's just one unit now. Should be one ball like that. So at that point we can stop it, and we're going to place our dough into a bowl like this with saran wrap to rise. But we are going to end here for day 1, and we'll pick it back up on day 2. So this is the end of day 1. We're about to start day 2. Okay. All right, so this is day 2. We're on to day 2. My dough has risen. I took it out of the fridge a while ago to let it finish rising. Woo! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat this down in a large rectangle. You should just be able to, on a floured surface like this, use your hands and pat it down like this. We're looking for about a 4 by 12 rectangle, or about this, as wide as my hips and as big as my hands. Obviously, if you're an extra small or extra large person, adjust accordingly. So I'm either going to take a knife or a bench scraper, and I'm going to cut this down lengthways in half, just like this, separating it, and then half this way again. And then I'm going to cut each half into thirds so that I have 12 rolls like this, or what will become rolls. So a third and a third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12. I have my melted butter here. I melted about a half stick of butter, and I'm going to generously lather this on to the tops of all of my rolls. Just like this. Like that. It's already starting to rise again on me. This is crazy. Punched it down and now it's rising. So I'm going to take and fold my strip 2/3 over and then 1/3 back like that and turn it over. So 2/3 and then 1/3, 2/3 and then 1/3. Just like that. So you can kind of see 2/3, 1/3 over. Just there. And just do that with all of the rolls. So 2/3, 1/3. This second day, we are cutting them out like this and putting them in the pan and baking them. So it has got to go quick, quick, quick. You cannot mess around and try to get these all like little tiny perfect. We're going to put my pan here. I'm going to butter the bottom of my pan so that this does not stick in there. Somebody could be doing this while another person is rolling, right? We have lots of hands, lots of jobs, so nice and buttered here. And then I'm just going to place my rolls around and pretty tight. So it should look like this. Whoop, that one came up. In the middle, gotta scooch these guys over to make room like that. All right, we're gonna put these in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, and then they should roll. So I will see you back when it is time to take these out of the oven. All right, so we put these in the oven. We have these out now. Totally didn't make 2 batches, so I didn't have to wait here. And then as they come out, you're welcome to use whatever butter you have left to get these nice and buttery. There's nothing better than when rolls come fresh out of the oven like this and they're just so soft and buttery and perfect. But as you can see, they more than doubled in size and they're brown along the edges, and they're also pretty hard to the touch. Where this is still soft dough. This, I don't know if you can hear it, but I could knock and hear the sound wave over. All right, I put a little too much butter in the middle there. I'm not sure that's a bad thing either. All right, so they should look just like that. You can divide them up, super good. This is like a perfect Thanksgiving roll. At this point, instead of putting them in the oven, we could have wrapped them up really tightly with saran wrap and put them back in the freezer. Let them sit out for about 4 hours when we pull them out and bake them. So this is a really great thing to put in your freezer a couple days before Thanksgiving. Pull it out Thanksgiving morning, let it slow rise again, and then get it in the oven. And you don't even have to work on Thanksgiving morning. You can get the rest of the stuff nice and hot and fresh. All right, good job.